You might be putting your health at risk without even realizing it, and the reason could be hiding right now inside your snack cabinet. They're small, crunchy, packed with flavor, and incredibly easy to incorporate into your daily routine. Many people, especially those over 60, believe they're making a healthy choice by consuming them frequently. But what if I told you that some of these wildly popular options might actually be silently increasing your risk of heart disease, persistent inflammation, and even cognitive decline? And there's more. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology revealed that frequent consumption of certain types of nuts can raise the risk of heart complications by up to 48%, particularly in people over 60. That's right. A staggering figure backed by solid evidence that forces us to completely rethink what we put on our plates or in our snack jars. Perhaps you're one of those who take pride in swapping out candies and ultra-processed salty snacks for natural alternatives. But what if those alternatives are also sabotaging your body little by little? In this video, we'll uncover not only which nuts should be urgently eliminated from the diets of those over 60, but also highlight the ones that genuinely promote longevity, cardiovascular protection, and mental clarity. And one of them, despite being a staple in most low-carb diets, might be negatively affecting your liver, kidneys, and brain, worst of all, without causing any immediate symptoms. So if you or someone you love is at a stage in life where health and energy become non-negotiable priorities, this video could make all the difference. By the end, you'll have a straightforward, up-to-date, science-based guide on which nuts should stay and which need to vanish from your diet right now. Stick with us until the final revelation, because the last nut on our risk list hides a rarely discussed truth, and its impact on your body is profound and, in some cases, irreversible. Before we dive into the details, we want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Have you noticed any changes in your health after adding or removing a specific nut from your diet? Share in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Here we bring you weekly insights that can transform your relationship with food and aging. Let's journey together toward a more conscious, informed, and vibrant life. Now let's get to it. We'll start with a powerful ally for bone health and longevity: almonds. These tiny seeds pack an impressive nutrient density. With about 97 milligrams of calcium in just 1/4 cup, almonds significantly contribute to maintaining bone density, something crucial after 60, when the risk of osteoporosis and fractures rises considerably. Beyond calcium, almonds are rich in magnesium, which plays a vital role in directing calcium to the bones, rather than letting it build up in the arteries, as often happens with unbalanced diets. And there's more. The vitamin E in almonds acts as a potent antioxidant, protecting cell membranes and helping preserve cognitive function. Research from Tufts University shows that this vitamin, combined with the flavonoids in almond skins, can reduce oxidative stress in the brain, lowering the risk of dementia and mental decline. That's why we always recommend choosing almonds with their skins raw or lightly roasted, unsalted. They retain their protective potential at its peak. But the benefits don't stop there. Almonds also contain fiber, about 3.5 g per serving, a key component in tackling one of the most common issues among older adults: constipation. It's estimated that up to 40% of adults over 65 struggle with sluggish digestion. Regular fiber intake helps keep the digestive system balanced, improves nutrient absorption, and reduces chronic inflammation, a silent factor behind many age-related diseases. Moving down our list, we find another brain-boosting ally: walnuts. It's fascinating how their very appearance resembles the human brain, and it's no coincidence. Walnuts are the richest source of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 that plays a critical role in maintaining the integrity of nerve cells. In a study published in the Journal of Nutrition, older adults who ate 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks showed measurable improvements in memory, mental processing speed, and cognitive flexibility. This happens because the polyphenolic compounds in walnuts cross the blood-brain barrier and directly combat inflammation in brain tissue. a central factor in the development of Alzheimer's and other dementias. Plus, walnuts contain melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep and naturally decreases with age. Adding walnuts to your evening meal can provide natural support for calmer, more restorative nights. And let's not forget the heart. The combination of arginine, an amino acid that improves blood vessel function, and antioxidants makes walnuts effective for cardiovascular protection. To reap all these benefits, aim for 7 to 9 walnut halves a day. We recommend buying them in the shell whenever possible. Not only does it better preserve their natural oils, but cracking them open also provides a gentle motor stimulus, beneficial for maintaining hand dexterity, which tends to decline over the years. Another surprisingly effective choice for older adults' health is pistachios. These little nuts stand out for their high potassium content, around 285 mg per serving, making them a fantastic ally in regulating blood pressure, especially since they're naturally low in sodium. For seniors dealing with fluid retention, common due to declining kidney function, potassium helps balance electrolytes and lower systolic pressure, with effects comparable to some medications. But pistachios don't just help the heart. They contain 2 powerful carotenoids, lutein and zeaxanthin, that directly protect the eye's macula, helping prevent age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in adults over 60. Their soft yet crunchy texture also makes them ideal for those with sensitive teeth or dentures. A quirky bonus of pistachios is that, since they're sold in shells, they help prevent overeating. Studies show that the visible pile of shells acts as a visual reminder, aiding portion control. For anyone seeking a satisfying, healthy snack with a direct impact on cardiovascular and eye health, pistachios are an excellent pick. The daily recommendation is around 49 pistachios, about an ounce, preferably unsalted or lightly salted. Rounding out our list of the most beneficial nuts for older adults, we arrive at the top spot, the mighty Brazil nut. It stands out as one of the richest natural food sources of selenium, a mineral essential for proper thyroid function, especially in adults over 60. Just one Brazil nut contains about 96 micrograms of selenium, 137% of the daily recommended value. This is hugely significant, considering that around 20% of older adults face thyroid dysfunction, often undiagnosed because symptoms are mistaken for normal aging effects. Fatigue, apathy, weight gain, or hair loss might be overlooked signs of a sluggish, unregulated metabolism. Selenium aids in converting the T4 hormone into T3, its active form that regulates energy, metabolism, body temperature, and even mood. This means that eating 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day can provide valuable nutritional support for endocrine health and, in turn, energy and mental clarity. But the benefits extend beyond the thyroid. Brazil nuts contain beneficial fatty acids that help maintain the myelin sheath, the protective layer around nerves that wears down with age. When myelin is preserved, motor coordination, reaction time, and even memory function more efficiently. Brazil nuts also stand out because their selenium is naturally bound to proteins, making it more bioavailable than synthetic supplements. In other words, your body absorbs it better, with less risk of toxic buildup. Still, because it's so potent, stick to no more than 2 nuts a day. Overdoing it can lead to selenosis, a condition caused by selenium toxicity. Keep them refrigerated, and if possible, opt for those still in their shells. This natural protection prevents the nut's fats from oxidizing, which would diminish their benefits. For seniors with constipation, Brazil nuts also offer an ideal mix of fiber and natural oils that gently support digestion. And the best part, their naturally sweet, buttery flavor makes them a great substitute for less healthy desserts like cookies or processed sweets. Now that we've revealed the 4 nuts that most benefit those over 60, let's tackle the ones that deserve extra caution or should be avoided entirely due to their silent but dangerous side effects. And the first one might come as a real shock to many. 4th nut to avoid: peanuts. Despite being widely consumed and even promoted as a healthy snack, Peanuts aren't technically nuts. They're legumes. And that makes all the difference. They grow underground, making them especially prone to fungal contamination and the production of aflatoxins, a class of highly toxic mycotoxins that can damage the liver, raise cancer risk, and weaken the immune system. The danger is even greater for older adults, as the body's detoxification mechanisms naturally become less efficient with age. Plus, even in people without allergies, peanuts contain proteins that can trigger silent inflammatory responses, affecting joints, the cardiovascular system, and even mental health. Chronic inflammation is one of aging's biggest villains, and ongoing peanut consumption can quietly worsen it. Another red flag is their high omega-6 content, which can throw off the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, crucial for keeping inflammation in check. For seniors on blood thinners like warfarin, peanuts pose yet another risk. They contain vitamin K, which can interfere with the medication's effects. And if you're a peanut butter fan, double the caution. Many commercial versions contain hydrogenated oils, excess sugar, and sodium. This contributes to higher blood pressure, bad cholesterol, LDL, and weight gain, a dangerous trio for those already in their later years. Third nut to avoid: cashews. Those deliciously soft, creamy, and addictive cashews hide metabolic traps. With about 9 g of carbs per ounce, they have a considerable glycemic index and can spike blood sugar, a relevant risk since nearly 25% of older adults have diabetes and another 48% are pre-diabetic. Plus, cashews contain oxalates, compounds that bind to calcium and reduce its absorption. This poses a silent threat to bone health already weakened with age. Oxalates can also contribute to kidney stone formation, a risk that rises after 60. Another critical issue is cashew processing. Naturally, they contain a toxic compound called urushiol, the same found in poison ivy, so they must be roasted at high temperatures to become safe. This process, however, compromises their nutritional value. And as if that weren't enough, many commercial cashews are roasted in oil and loaded with salt, further increasing blood pressure risks. Seventh nut to avoid: macadamia nuts. Despite their buttery texture and sophisticated flavor, macadamia nuts are extremely calorie-dense, with about 200 calories per ounce. That's a real issue, especially since metabolism naturally slows with age. On top of that, macadamias have one of the highest saturated fat contents, around 3 g per serving, which can raise LDL cholesterol. People with a history of cardiovascular disease should steer clear, especially if they're already on statins or related medications. Their tough texture can also be a hazard for fragile teeth, dentures, or crowns, and their high price often leads consumers to buy lower quality, sometimes oxidized versions, further compromising health. 1st nut to avoid: pine nuts. Have you ever heard of pine nut syndrome? It's a rare but real condition where eating pine nuts triggers a persistent bitter metallic taste in the mouth that can last for days or even weeks. For older adults, this change in taste can lead to appetite loss and unintentional weight loss, which is extremely dangerous. But the risks go further. Emerging studies suggest that compounds in some pine nuts can interfere with common medications among seniors, including statins, antidepressants, and blood thinners. Worst of all, many doctors and pharmacists don't warn about this interaction. Plus, their high polyunsaturated fat content makes pine nuts prone to rapid oxidation, which can produce inflammatory compounds. This poses an added challenge for those already managing conditions like arthritis or chronic inflammatory diseases. Their small size and smooth surface also make them highly aspirable, posing a risk for those with swallowing difficulties, a common issue among seniors on medications that cause dry mouth. These are the 4 nuts you should prioritize and the 4 you should avoid after 60. Even small dietary changes can yield powerful, lasting results. It's not about cutting everything out, but about making more conscious, safer choices for your changing body. We want to know, which of these nuts do you eat often? Have you noticed any health changes after adding or removing them? Let us know in the comments. And if this video helped you, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, with more health, wisdom, and longevity.